Did you know the average modern car has more lines of code than a Boeing 737? That sounds impressive until you realize Boeing still supports software from the 1990s, and your car brand might not support yours past year 7. There are 11 things on your car right now that aren't just likely to break. They're designed in a way that makes them nearly impossible to fix without proprietary tools, discontinued modules, or a dealership that charges $200 an hour just to read the error code. Stick around because some of these will genuinely surprise you. Number 1. Panoramic sunroofs. Panoramic roofs span a much larger opening than a traditional sunroof, so the roof's structural rigidity actually depends partly on that glass panel staying intact. When it flexes or warps from thermal cycling, the seal fails. And because the panel bonds to a frame with multiple motors, tilt mechanisms, and shade assemblies, a replacement isn't just glass. It's a model-specific system. Glass shops won't touch these because replacement panels don't come from aftermarket suppliers the way windshields do. You're going back to the dealer or a salvage yard, and salvage yard glass from a 2018 model carries the same age-related seal degradation you're already dealing with. Panoramic sunroofs went standard on mid-range crossovers, specifically because they made buyers feel like they were getting something premium. So now you've got a $25,000 vehicle where the feature that sold it is quietly rotting the interior from above. Number 2. Electronic door handles. When a traditional handle breaks, you replace a $12 piece of stamped metal. When an electronic handle fails, diagnosis alone requires a scan tool, and the repair usually means replacing the entire assembly because the motor and sensor are integrated into one unit, running $400 to $800 per door. You won't believe how many owners get stranded not from a dead engine, but from a dead 12-volt auxiliary battery. Because when that battery dies on several of these designs, the handles go completely inoperative. Most owners don't know the emergency release workaround exists, so they're calling a tow truck for a car that runs perfectly fine. A door handle is something you use multiple times every single day, and turning that into a software-dependent system just to shave a few millimeters off the exterior profile means the repair bill lands on you the moment the warranty expires. Number 3. Air suspension systems. Range Rovers are famous for two things: being aspirational and being unreliable. And the reason so many used ones sit at independent shops for months isn't the engine or the transmission. It's the air suspension. And the same pattern repeats on the Audi A8, the Mercedes S-Class, the BMW 7 Series, and a growing list of crossovers that added air ride as an option. The system works beautifully when it works. Ride quality genuinely beats coil springs. The car raises for off-road clearance, lowers for highway efficiency, and adjusts to load automatically. But the airbags are rubber, and rubber ages. After 7 to 10 years, micro cracks develop, pressure drops, the compressor runs constantly trying to keep up, burns itself out, and the car settles at its lowest ride height and stays there. Compressor replacement on a Range Rover Sport runs $1,200 to $2,500. Airbag replacement per corner is $300 to $600. And if the compressor failed because it ran continuously against a leaking bag, you're replacing both across multiple corners simultaneously. So that's a $3,000 to $5,000 repair on a car worth maybe $18,000. Number 4. Turbocharged small engines. Ford's 1.0-liter EcoBoost won International Engine of the Year 3 times running, and it genuinely earns that. A 3-cylinder producing outputs you'd expect from something twice its size is impressive engineering. But the press releases skip the part that shows up around 90,000 miles. Turbochargers spin at up to 200,000 revolutions per minute and run at temperatures exceeding 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit, cooled by engine oil. Shut off a hot turbocharged engine and that oil stops moving. But the turbo keeps radiating heat, cooking the oil in the bearing housing until it carbonizes and restricts flow. Bearing play develops, the turbine wheel contacts the housing, and metal debris enters the intake. Number 5. Dual clutch transmissions. Volkswagen's DSG transmission shifts faster than any human driver, runs more efficiently than a traditional automatic, and genuinely makes a $25,000 hatchback feel sporty. It's also behind a class action lawsuit history with VW and Ford's PowerShift DCT stretching back over a decade. The problem isn't highway driving. DCTs handle that beautifully. Stop-and-go traffic is where they fall apart, because the wet clutch packs generate heat and wear at low speeds in ways a traditional torque converter handles without effort. Ford's 6-speed power shift, used in the Focus and Fiesta from 2011 through 2016, shuddered and lurched in traffic so consistently that Ford settled a class action covering roughly 1.5 million vehicles. Number 6. CVT transmissions. Nissan put CVTs in nearly everything they sold for over a decade, and the used car market now has an entire cottage industry built around the fallout. Lawsuits, extended warranty programs, YouTube channels dedicated entirely to Nissan CVT failure. A CVT replaces fixed gears with 2 variable width pulleys connected by a steel belt. The belt wears the pulley faces over time. The fluid degrades and carries metal particles that accelerate that wear, and the control software compensates by adjusting ratios in ways that generate more heat. Nissan's CVTs started failing at 80,000 to 100,000 miles consistently enough that the company extended warranties multiple times, then settled a class action in 2023 covering Altima, Rogue, Sentra, and Pathfinder models from 2013 through 2018. Number 7. Large touchscreen infotainment systems. The 2021 Cadillac Escalade has a 38-inch curved OLED display stretching across the entire dashboard, and if it fails, you're looking at a $5,000 replacement that requires pulling the whole dashboard apart because the screen is structurally built into it. These screens now control climate, defrost, heated seats, parking sensors, and on some vehicles, the gear selector, so when the screen glitches, all of it goes down together. Tesla's early Model S used a 17-inch touchscreen built around an NVIDIA Tegra 3 processor that NVIDIA stopped making in 2015. Number 8. Digital instrument clusters. Audi's virtual cockpit launched in 2014, and it genuinely looked like the future. A 12.3-inch screen where the gauges used to be, showing navigation maps behind the tachometer. Media info tucked into the speedometer corner. Every major brand followed within 5 years. And now fully digital clusters ship standard on $28,000 cars. An analog cluster runs a speedometer needle off a simple stepper motor, a fuel gauge off a float sensor, warning lights off direct electrical signals. Those parts last 20 to 30 years. A digital cluster is a computer monitor with a GPU, processor, and display panel that develops dead pixels and backlight failures like any other screen. Number 9. Power tailgates. Wave your foot under the rear bumper, the tailgate swings open, and it genuinely feels like science fiction. Ford, Honda, Toyota, and a dozen others now offer this on crossovers and SUVs, and it works well enough that most owners never think about what's happening mechanically until it stops. A power tailgate runs on a strut motor assembly on each side, a kick sensor, a control module, and an electrically actuated latch, and every single one sits at the back of the vehicle where it collects road spray, salt, and temperature swings year-round. Strut motors go first, usually around 80,000 to 100,000 miles, and they don't fail cleanly. Number 10. Advanced driver assistance sensors. A stone chip in a windshield used to cost $50 with a resin kit from any auto parts store. On a 2022 Toyota RAV4 with a front-facing camera and radar unit mounted behind the glass. That same chip requires full windshield replacement plus recalibration by a technician with specialized target boards and alignment equipment, and the total bill runs $1,200 to $1,800. ADAS sensors sit in bumpers, grills, door mirrors, and on the windshield because those spots give them unobstructed road views, which also means every one of them collects road debris, minor impacts, and environmental damage constantly. A fender bender on a 2020 Honda Accord with Honda sensing that would have cost $600 on a 2005 Accord now runs $2,500, and average front-end collision repair costs climbed 30% between 2015 and 2023 because of recalibration requirements alone. Number 11. Electric parking brakes. Traditional rear brake pads take 2 hours and $80 in parts. You compress the caliper piston with a C-clamp, swap the pads, done. On an electric parking brake, that piston screws in rotationally because the EPB motor drives it that way, so you need a bidirectional scan tool to command the motor to retract first. A $25 OBD2 reader won't do it. Proper tools run $150 to $500. Volkswagen Group vehicles document this worst because the EPB motor integrates directly into the caliper body, That caliper runs $200 to $350 per side versus $40 for a traditional one. A 1969 Alfa Romeo GTV with a cracked seal, a worn clutch, and a failing alternator is still a fixable car in 2025 because every part of it is mechanical, analog, and either still manufactured or reproducible by a machine shop. If you own any of these 11 features, you're not necessarily in trouble today, but you should know what failure looks like, what it costs, and whether your manufacturer still supports the hardware involved, because the engine might run another 150,000 miles, and none of that matters if a discontinued body control module kills the car first.